One of the challenges in learning to improvise is that each piece you improvise on will have its own unique chord structure. Most improvisations are based on a song form. Could be 32 bars long, 16 bars long, 12 bars long, and each song has got its own unique chord structure. So there'll be one chord in bar 1, a different chord in bar 2, a different chord in bar 3, and so on. And some notes are going to sound really good in bar 1, some notes are going to sound good in bar 2. Some notes are not going to sound so good in different places. So when you're learning to improvise, it's quite a challenge to be creative and to be trying to figure out which notes fit now and which notes are going to fit in the next measure. So to try and break this process down a little bit, I've created 48 backing tracks which have all the major scales and all the minor scales with a straight eighths feel and a swing feel. And so you can choose one of these scales and press play on the backing track and know that all the notes you play are going to sound fine at all times. At the end of this video, I'm going to play you a few examples of what your playing could sound like when you're playing over these different backing tracks. If you want a little bit more structure, instead of just jumping in and using the scale as your source of notes, I've broken down this process into 4 steps. And so I suggest that at the beginning, if this is quite new to you, I suggest that you focus on only moving by step. So you take the scale you're in, let's say C major, and you start on the note C. And you limit your choices to either going up a note, going down a note, or staying on the same note. This is called moving by step. And there are lots of beautiful things that you can do just by playing scales and moving by step. The next step would be to outline the harmony. Now, each backing track has an accompaniment made up of 2 chords. And there's going to be another video later on where I explain in more detail how to outline the harmony. With the third step, I suggest that you play by step again and outline the harmony, so that's scales and arpeggios, but that you also start to think about the power of repetition and silence. These are 2 very, very important tools in improvisation. For the 4th step, I suggest that you combine steps 1, 2, 3, but then also focus on introducing chromaticism and ornamentation into your playing. So I'm now going to give you some examples of this. If you look at this slide, you will see that for each section of 12 scales, there are 4 videos where I go into a lot more detail about what each of the 4 steps involves. Thank you.
Thank you.